Alright. So today I'm gonna do Bills versus Houston. Still testing out my boys, doing some experiments, trying to get a feel of the teams, different stadiums, animations, how different players react on different surfaces. I'm gonna try this snow game out today. Main reason why I going to Buffalo. And while y'all watch this video, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. Let's try to get up to 50 by the end of this month. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be an awesome channel. Eventually, I'm gonna get into more talks. I also made my playbook. Some of you guys will see it when I call plays. It's not officially done. I haven't set my auto player subs yet and auto adjustments, putting people where they supposed to be. Matter of fact, before I do that, let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and manage rosters. For some reason, my rosters are not loading. I set my depth chart and it's not loading up for some reason. If anybody can help me, go ahead and put that on there. I've been doing it in the comment section. I've been doing it the same way. I've been doing it the past couple of years, and obviously it's not working. Excuse me. Alright, yeah, this seems like, yeah, this is right. This is right. Now we're cooking. Main thing I changed right here is I put JJ Watt on the opposite side. Last year I had Clowney on the opposite side. Reason why I do that is because a lot of teams like to run the ball towards the right, and JJ's a better right defender. As you can tell, his strength is a 97, his awareness is a 94, and I believe his block shit is a 98. I thought it was a 99, but and then his 97 play recognition, which comes into play huge when it comes down to play action and counters and things like that. So let's go ahead and get into this game here. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people stream with 6 minute, with 12, 15, 10-minute quarters. I like to play 6 and take the runoff acceleration clock off. Alright guys, give me just a second here. I'll be ready.
E pluribus unum. They changing climates and replacing humans and fracking soils while bulldozing forests. But they can't defeat us. They could not destroy us. Are we dreaming the same dream of money, guns, and gasoline? For the average team, CFOs are after cream. GMOs extracting genes with everyone on my TPS.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Texans going up against the Bills. With that, let's get you up to a snowy Orchard Park. Enjoy the flag getting out of there tonight. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And Larry, to no one's surprise, it's a snowy afternoon in upstate New York as you get a look live at Ralph Wilson Stadium in Orchard Park. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And you know, Charles, as Larry pointed out in the open, got a couple of great quarterbacks set to square off here this afternoon. That ball's probably going to be flying all over the place, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. And the game has never been more quarterback-centric than it is now. And both of these teams have top-flight signal callers.
Alright, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I had to do some fatherly duties, after this kickoff, stop.
What we can see of the ball appears to be teed up and ready to go. And off we go from Ralph Wilson Stadium. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
This type of game.
So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by one of the more mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. It's Tyrod Taylor.
There's so many attributes to Tyrod Taylor's game that we like. The mobility.
Taylor looks nice. Real clean. Everything's real nice. Of course, this stayed the same from last year. All right, now, I want to show you guys something. Anybody that watches real football on a Sunday and we see the snow, okay? Two big problems I have with the snow presentation. Stuff like this doesn't happen, okay? This right here, these lines, especially in the end zone, is always, this is not heavy snow. If this was real heavy snow, we would not see this sign right here, the Buffalo Bills painted end zone. If this was real heavy snow, we should have this cleaned up right here. This needs to be cleaned up. This needs to look more like somebody came in and shoveled the snow so that we get clean lines. Y'all see that? That needs to be fixed, as well as this right here. Okay, you just looked at the back of the end zone. It shows you a heavy snowfall. Okay, if this is heavy snowfall, all this is covered. This whole middle of the field, this is covered. Now I do and understand, I do know that some stadiums have, I believe Buffalo is one, has this heating ground treatment or technology that they have underneath the field that helps melt the snow and the ice to keep the snow from developing and piling up. But most of the times on Sundays, on snow games like this, if it's heavy snow or snow came heavy earlier, snow is all piled up in the back of these corners, these end zones. You see piles of snow. Okay, look at the crowd. There's snow all over the seats, the steps, the stairs, whatever you want to call them. There's no snow there. It looks like a regular day for them. Of course, you see the guys with, beanie hats and stuff like that on, which is cool. I don't know if you guys really can see it, but you can kind of tell if you look at the crowd, they have beanie hats. Matter of fact, if you look at the camera guys, they have beanies on. Kind of thicker jackets than normal, which is cool. Look at the camera guy back there in a t-shirt. That's the kind of things I'm talking about. We need to get these things cleaned up. There's no reason for this camera guy to be in the full get up, cold gear, and that camera guy is back there with a t-shirt. We're in Buffalo, people. If it's snowing, more than likely it's 30, 20, anything below that. Okay. One thing that I do like is looks like we have footprints as like the players have came onto the field. Looks nice. That's one thing that I do like. You do see footprints indented in the snow already, as if they have already came out onto the field. See that? That's nice looking. Like they was in this spot and they kind of moved back, and now the snow is piling back up. But that's what I'm saying. We need to identify if this is going to be heavy or light snow. This needs to be identified and corrected. Okay. I really would like to try to send my input to Rex, and I don't know who does the presentation part as far as the weather. When I watch the EA All Access that they did before release, I don't recall them talking about weather or anything of that sort. Okay. I mean, the sky looks pretty decent now. I am from Houston. I only seen snow a couple of times. Most time I seen snow is on the TV. Okay. One game that I do recall watching is the Philadelphia and Detroit game in Philadelphia where it snowed real bad. I would like to see a little bit more fog in the air. Some kind of fog, density, light fog, something to show that this snow has been falling for however long. Okay, for the stadium looks nice, man. I mean, you can't get any better presentation than what that actually looks like on Sunday. That actually looks like Buffalo Stadium. I do know that they put some extra screens right here on the sides. Maybe just because they just unveiled it a couple of days ago, might be the reason why it's not in the game. But that's neither here or there. That could be fixed. I'm pretty sure they'll have it on the next Madden. But that's it. Let's go ahead and get to the gameplay. If you have any comments about that, go ahead and leave.
Really has a good presence on the field. But one of the things that we really need to focus in on is grit, his tenacity. He wasn't supposed to be the starter for the Buffalo Bills. He went out and earned that job with a stellar preseason.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now the first carry for LaShawn McCoy. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here's the offensive unit, and heads up, look out for the Clemson Tiger.
Sammy Watkins was brought in to make plays. That's what he specializes in, out on the perimeter or going inside.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8.
Terrified of the deep ball.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Offside, defense. Still 2nd down.
I like it because safety down.
After the penalty, it's McCoy. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
I'm often struck when I watch LaShawn McCoy play. How often you just watch him and you can almost get mesmerized by his style, and then boom, there's another 20-plus yard run. It's amazing how he pulls it off.
Yeah, his former second-round pick out of Pittsburgh, still doing it in the league at a very, very high level. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Taylor with a give to McCoy. A strong running. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. So McCoy adding to his yardage total in this one. Last year, 895 yards in his first season in Buffalo. Of course, he had Charles 4,000-yard years in Philadelphia.
And you know the man they call Shady wants to throw some shade at the Eagles for ever letting him go. He wants a big year in 2016.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
One thing I hate, be looking for certain plays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Okay, they had Clowney that time. I don't know about this animation, guys. Tell me what y'all think. This looks like he just disengaged. I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing that move. No. See what happened. What should be happening here is Clowney eyes inside. Okay. He sees him come. He sees where the player is going. When he makes that inside move here, you should either see a swim or a rip. Okay. At outside linebacker, your job is to keep that outside shoulder free, where he's playing a defensive end here. But you want to keep that outside shoulder free, but you also want to make a play. And right here should be a dip and a rip. Wow. This looks like he just disengaged. This guy run blocking is probably not that good compared to Clowney's block shed, and it looks like the computer generation took over right there. I don't know about the animation, but like I heard from the guy Sim Football Critic, he says this all the time. Two-man animations, and that's what this is, a two-man animation. It's a nice double team right here, though. Look at that. That's a true NFL double team. It is a true NFL double team. Moved them off the spot. Look at this. Look at this. I want y'all to see this too as well. Watch JJ. Look. He's trying to reach. Like, hey, he's holding me. He's holding me. But yeah, see that. You see that on Sunday. You'll see something like that on Sunday. Look. I'm trying to get out the block. He's holding me. He's holding me. You see that on Sundays.
Look now at the defense for Houston.
Vince Wilfork is a terrific player. The first thing you notice, obviously, is his size. But his agility will surprise you. He can play defensive end as well as hold down the middle as a defensive tackle.
3rd down and 1. And they'll go on the ground. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Now Dan Carpenter. His career long is 60 yards, so he's got a big leg. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
Pass that would be an automatic play. With the guy that has a 90-plus kick power, it's good to see that they actually try to go.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
I got no say.
Philly, here we go.
From midfield now, here's Osweiler. And incomplete to open things up.
You know what? This is what
C.J. Fedorowicz, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball. Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on 3rd down.
Well, maybe thinking pass. From the gun, it's Osweiler. Completion left side to Miller. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Now a run This is Alfred Blue. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Right here, I love this play right here. My primary read is the tight end, but normally, me, myself, I read cover 2. It's cover 2 for, I think, 2 first, 4 second.
On 2nd down, here's Osweiler.
Oh, and a good catch. I had his back turned toward me.
17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
Show you guys
the catch deservedly so is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out
and
muscled on that
give
one.
You, get a computer credit for that. That's nice. I like that. Let me show you guys again what I was talking about here. For most of you guys that don't understand coverages and zones, a cover 2 is this guy in a flat. Most of you guys should know this by now. How you can tell whether it's a off cover 2 or a man or any kind of cover 2 is this guy right here. This corner tells you exactly. You know it's zone because he's facing the quarterback. He's not facing the man. Okay? Second thing is, look how far he's off. It's either 2 or 4. Like I said, I recognize 2 first, then 4 because of my routes. Okay? And what I'm looking for on 2nd and 6. I'm looking for a 3rd and short. Not looking for a big play. Okay? Here. Blitz. Ball has to come out. Okay? Ball has to come out. They play a good technique right here. They pass him off. He plays a match. Okay? Nobody's open. I do have a chance to go to Hopkins, but because, like I said before, I read 2 first, then I read cover 4. Okay? So as the play starts to play out, now you see different. Bow right here. This is a cover 3 match. It's 1 safety at the top, 1 at the bottom. That safety sits. Okay? And what I mean that safety sits, he stays exactly in the spot that he was lined up at. Makes his read, backs up because now he has a vertical route. That vertical route passes. Now, if I was looking for Hopkins, this would have been the time to throw it to him. He's wide open. The thing is that I was looking here, then your eyes normally go from there to there. Lamar Miller picks up a good block right here to give me just that tad bit more time. That was an excellent block. Get the ball off. High points the ball. Comes down with it. That was an excellent catch. Excellent catch. I'll save that for a later date.
This is the running back, Blue. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up, make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
Well, it's so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job and then some, and there was no gain at all for the runner.
Looking to jam the receivers. And with the play clock running low, Bill O'Brien's going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
That was back formation. They had us matched up pretty well. We'll take a timeout. This is the first quarter. There's no need to.
So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. A handoff. Running left is Miller. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Now Osweiler. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. So we've reached the end of a fairly even first quarter of play. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And Novak's kick is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Bills. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position, the ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker couldn't make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they can hold him.
They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Now Taylor with a draw to McCoy. Oh, he shifts past him. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming. And what they're challenging here is the spot of the ball, and this is probably the hardest challenge to win.
So difficult because the speed of the game, the angles of the cameras, your angle from the sideline watching the play can often fool you into thinking.
It's a challenge.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
So on 4th down, the Bills call on the punt unit and Colton Schmidt. Taking it about the 36. Give him 7 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bills now making their way back out onto the field. And a field goal surrendered the last time out. Just by and large, are field goals wins for the defensive side?
They certainly are in today's football because offenses are so tuned up and usually have the ability to strike almost at will. But when you're only giving up 3, you feel like it's almost like basketball. You're trading, right? I give up 3 on my end. I'm counting my offense to get 6 on the other, and that is a win.
Yeah, it's a win for the kicker, too, I guess, if he makes the field goal right.
No doubt about it. He feels good about things, but his team feels like they settled.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Miller, the lone setback. Now Osweiler on 2nd down. That one complete to Anderson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On 1st down, Osweiler. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. Fuller brings it in over the middle. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down.
They didn't get the 1st down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the 1st. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will make it 6-0. So 2 first-half field goals now for a guy who, and you hate to give him the tag a journeyman, but it's fair to say, Charles, he's been around in his career.
Yeah, it's more have leg will travel for him. He is a guy that's bounced around a bit, but he can still stroke him when called upon, just as he did right there.
Now it's Nick Novak back out following his field goal to send it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner, but where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
On 2nd down, here's Taylor. Going to drop this off to McCoy, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, That's where they throw the football.
Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
On 2nd down, it's McCoy. A beautiful spin and room to run. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this.
Man, tackling. That's the one thing about our secondary, man. Tackling. It's not there. Unfortunately, I wasn't on that player at that time.
A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Send me to Orlando, please.
Don't be so soft. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Watkins alone on the left side.
I like White around. Right.
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down.
Possible.
Intercepted.
Oh, what was that? Why did...
A great read, and it's picked off.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these...
As you can tell, I clicked on him. See, before he catch the ball, I pushed the triangle button to catch it. Now, why is he jumping? Man.
Teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket.
Why that's not
he throws there, incomplete.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down.
And avoids the contact by sliding. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. In the red zone this time. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Brian Cushing in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Dan Carpenter now for the Bills field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And Carpenter knocks it through, and they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
Here's the punter Gay now to send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25. to the 26-yard line.
Trying to set him up for a cutback.
And now out comes Houston. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now Osweiler on first down. And he's got him over the middle. Fedorowicz. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On second down, Osweiler surveying the field. And he's got it. Fedorowicz. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing again, Osweiler. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Well, Brandon, all receivers are trying to make sure that the defender thinks they're going to the middle of the field when they're running the outcut. And that play didn't get it done very well because that one was batted down.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On third down, Osweiler. He's got time. He's going to let this one go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Duke Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. Both the Bills and the Texans are having some issues finding a way into the end zone. They'll both look to improve their play on offense and pick up some touchdowns in the second half. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Late in the first quarter, here Fedorowicz will make the catch in traffic, and he'll be tackled down inside the 20 at the 17. Texans would go on to kick a field goal. Texans have it late in the second. Tight coverage here, but the completion is made, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 43-yard line. So that'll do it from Orlando. Let's get you back up to Buffalo with Brandon and Charles.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And the Texans set to come onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with the lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Again, it's Miller. Room here to run. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan, been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better block, blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
The throw on first down with Osweiler. Now they go screen. It's complete. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down.
Frack. Easy.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now a handoff to Miller. He'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gain, they can run that play on any down.
On first and 10, it's Osweiler. And down he goes. A sack. They sack him back across midfield at about the 48-yard line. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shot by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block it.
Now Osweiler on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Third and long. It's Osweiler. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's brought down after a good gain.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic. So anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Osweiler on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
On second down, here's Osweiler. And he's got him over the middle, Fedorowicz. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that one. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They run with blue. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
That's a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play. And
Novak's kick is good. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
And he's been solid as usual. And this is what you need to do. Make sure you get points out of every possession. And so far, they've done a nice job of that.
Now it's Nick Novak back out following his field goal to send it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Final minute now, the 3rd quarter. One man in the backfield, that's McCoy. And he'll get it up the middle. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move, to influence the defensive front, to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
On 3rd down, Taylor.
And
this is caught by Watkins. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 70 yards. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found it downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch, take it to the house. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They come out here in the I. On first down, Osweiler. It's caught, Fedorowicz. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. Back now in Buffalo. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On second down, Osweiler. It's complete to Fuller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. Right side, caught Fedorowicz. And he's brought down. A good pick up there at 20 yards.
Yeah, found a mismatch and try to keep.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Not able to keep up with the tight ends.
Lamar Miller. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Not an ideal spot to be on first down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in second and manageable.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On 1st and 10, it's Osweiler. And this is caught.
Nice catch.
And he's brought down after a good gain. A nice gain of 21 yards.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And now it's second and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Osweiler. That's caught at the 3. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds.
All right, field goal gets you the lead here. I mean, but I might want to just go ahead and go for something big.
Oh, come on, you got to kick it.
I mean, you got to be glad I'm not the head coach here, right? The whole team would want to revolt at this point.
And Novak's kick is good. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front. But then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out. And you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here now a look at LeSean McCoy. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half. It gets ugly in the second half. They come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination. All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcome, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. Throwing now, Taylor on first down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Second and 10, it's Taylor again. He's got Watkins on the out route. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
He may have had some off-season foot surgery, but that hasn't prevented Sammy Watkins from being Sammy Watkins, and that's special.
And when we see him before the game running the route tree, looked like the same Sammy Watkins to me that we saw a year ago.
Yeah, and I think he's going to just keep getting better and better. I love his explosiveness off the line of scrimmage as he starts his routes.
A fake to McCoy. Now it's Taylor. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
They picked up the blitz. It made him get the ball a lot faster than what he wanted to. Great defense right there.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They come out here in the I. And they'll run it with McCoy. And McCoy loses the football.
Get the
and
ball.
The Texans scoop it. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
What are they calling me? You better get my phone.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Let's go back with the big Philadelphia blue. Let's try to pound this rock.
Here's Blue. And he'll push his way up. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. A gain of 3, 2nd down. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Oh, God, like I said, I've been hurting with the tight end, so we're going to try to get this 1st down.
2nd down following the run.
They use their timeout. We need to get this
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Osweiler. Caught here by Griffin. And he'll go down. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
That timeout again, and now we have one.
And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field.
Now we're going for a touchdown. Take advantage of this.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Osweiler's going to throw it. Incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
That's their last time out.
So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Don't forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This a 43-yard attempt. And Novak's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So it's another field goal here. He may need to ice his leg after this one. That's now 5 field goals converted in this game alone.
Yeah, get the trainer. They're going to need this guy. And they've needed every single one of the field goals he's made, too. If they're going to get out of here with a win, I say he gets a game ball.
Now it's Nick Novak back out following his field goal to send it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And with time of factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
You gotta give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. But that's frustrating for an offensive lineman, because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
They'll look to throw. Left side here, caught by Clay. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Let's go.
Back to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go. What? 90.
He's back to throw. And he's got his man. It's the tight end, Clay. It's a gain of 5 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And they're going to speed things up here. And he clocks it with just 10 seconds left. Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup. And get set as we resume action. Ten yards still left on second down. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He'll look to throw. Finding time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
One last shot for Taylor. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And, you know, every win is sweet, and I'm sure everybody enjoys a huge victory. But sometimes only winning by 1 score, 2 scores, a field goal, that can feel pretty satisfying, too.
Without a doubt, because now you know that your team responds in critical pressure-packed situations. As a coach, as an organization, that makes you feel awfully good.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Buffalo.